Alright. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to my live stream today. And for those people who are actually watching this live stream for the first time, welcome. Welcome to my channel, Tristen Cosby, which that's my name, and the name of my channel as well. And for those of you who are already watching this live stream right now, welcome back, and I hope you all enjoy this live stream for today, for this week. So for every 2 weeks, for those people who are new here, I'll be doing this live stream for about 2 weeks. That's what I'm going to be doing. And we'll be talking about a lot of topics that I really like to talk about. And especially just to hang out with you guys and talk about all kinds of stuff here on this live stream. So with that, let's get into what's going on for this live stream today. So there's going to be 3 topics I want to really talk about for today. The first one will be about that there is going to be a sequel to Top Gun, which is going to be called Top Gun Maverick, and it's a sequel to the 1986 film Top Gun, which is my favorite movie of all time. And of course, Tom Cruise is going to be coming back to do the sequel, to return as Maverick. That's going to be the main character in the sequel once again. So he'll return back as Pete Mitchell Maverick. That's what he'll be playing again. And of course, with that, Maverick, of course, he's a naval aviator, which he is basically supposed to be the best fighter pilot in the world. And about the sequel, it's going to be taking place 30 years right after the first movie. And if you have seen the trailer or haven't seen it yet, I would recommend watch it, because there's 2 of them and they're really awesome, and I love the trailers, and they're really good. Of course, you know, for the director of this movie is going to be Joseph Kosinski. That's what his name is, and he's the guy who's known from making Tron Legacy and Bolivian, which that was a Tom Cruise movie, and this will be his second movie to work with Tom Cruise, especially on the sequel of Top Gun. Jared Bruckheimer, who's the producer of the movie and was the original producer for the first one, will now be coming back as the producer for this sequel. Val Kilmer is also going to be back as Iceman, so he'll be back. We don't know what role he'll have in Top Gun, even though we haven't seen him in both trailers yet, so we don't know why. So we'll have to figure that out, especially recently he's been dealing with throat cancer, which that's not good, and I hope he gets better soon, and hopefully his throat cancer is being cured and being healed and everything. And Goose's son is going to be in this movie. He's going to be played by pretty well-known actor named Miles Teller. He's from Whiplash, if you've ever seen that movie, which I heard it's supposed to be really good. He's supposed to play as Goose's son, an older version of him, and he's going to be a fighter pilot in this film. And I guess Tom Cruise is going to be teaching him, basically, to dogfight and everything, and teaching him to become the best fighter pilot in the world. Of course, Top Gun is basically a real school based on the Navy fighter weapons school known as Top Gun. That's what they call it. And it's a school where it's about dogfighting and air combat maneuvering, stuff like that. And it's been around since 1969. It was established at Miramar originally, and now Top Gun is no longer at Miramar. It's now at Fallon in Nevada. And Miramar today is now a Marine Corps Air Station Air Base since 1997. That's when they moved the Top Gun school out already. And yeah, this is what this film's going to really be about. It's where Maverick's going to be teaching new generations of Navy fighter pilots. And So it's going to be really cool. And all the aerial footages and everything are all basically real. Um, so that's going to be really awesome. I'm glad for that. And what's also great about the sequel, there's going to be new characters we haven't really met at all, like mostly the young ones, the young fighter pilots. Plus, Jennifer Connelly's going to be in this movie, and I heard she's supposed to play a character that we know from the first one, which people are now pointing out saying it's Penny Benjamin, which that was the part where Goose said Penny Benjamin to Maverick when his commander was yelling at him for, I guess, basically not landing the plane for a direct order just because he had to get Cougar on deck on the carrier. So, and that was funny when his commander said, right after yelling him of all the things he has done in the Navy, and he said one admiral's daughter, and then that's when Goose said Penny Benjamin, and which I thought that was pretty funny, and I'm like, wow, she's now going to be playing Penny Benjamin in this movie, so that's going to be interesting. So that's going to be his new love interest in the movie. That's what she's going to be playing, is Maverick's new love interest. Kelly McGillis won't be coming back as Charlie at all, so I wonder what they're going to do with her to see how they're going to deal with her character. So who knows? And for that, I'm really excited for this movie. Plus, they actually released a video of behind the scenes of all the aerial photography and how they shot it and everything, especially the actors inside the cockpit, which it's really amazing and really interesting. So I would recommend to watch that video as well. So just go on YouTube and type in Top Gun Maverick or Top Gun 2, and you'll find those videos already. And they're still getting a lot of people to see it. So, and yeah, Top Gun Maverick, it's going to be coming out on June 26, 2020, so in about, like, almost about 6 months, actually. Yeah, so 6 months. So that's going to be really crazy. So we're getting closer to seeing it. And this sequel has been in the makings now for about 34 years now, I believe. So that's a really long, long time. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see. So that's going to be really cool. I can't wait for it. Let's see here. Hold on a second. All right. Okay, so anyway, and for that, of course, you know, of course, with that, this sequel, which I think this is going to be the movie that everybody's going to be talking about and watching. And just because, you know, for many years, people have been wondering, thinking, when's a sequel to Top Gun going to happen? And so, ever since the movie came out in 1986, which became the highest grossing film movie of that year, and recruiting for the U.S. Navy to become a fighter pilot went up 500% right after the movie came out. And that was really insane. So this will be a great recruiting tool, not only just for the Navy, but for the Marine Corps and the Air Force as well, since they all have fighter pilots. And right now, the U.S. Air Force is pretty much having a fighter pilot shortage. If I'm thinking to myself, if it's actually still happening, if they're still having a fighter pilot shortage. So I think they are. They're still having that issue of recruiting many fighter pilots as possible they can, especially what's going on right now in this world today, where we have Russia and China and Iran building up its military and everything. So that's really concerning for that. And so, for that, the planes that you'll see in this movie, Maverick and all the young characters, all the young fighter pilots are going to be flying in the F-18 Super Hornet built by Boeing. It's the Navy's main fighter jet, and this is the plane that replaced the F-14 Tomcat. And even though it's going to be a really good one to see the Super Hornet be in a big blockbuster movie, and it's going to be really interesting of what people are going to be seeing now when they see the Super Hornet, and they'll think about that movie Top Gun a lot. they'll think about the sequel so much right after they see it and see the Super Hornet in real life, whether at air shows or air bases or whatever. You'll see the Super Hornet in the air and you'll think about the movie Top Gun Maverick so much. So that's what they'll be using in that movie. There is going to be a Tomcat, even though it's not going to be a flyable one. It will be a CGI one just because there's no flyable F-14 Tomcats anymore. So, so basically, we're no longer going to be seeing. So we're basically not going to really see a real flyable one, just because the Navy retired those back in 2006. The only place you could see a flyable F-14 Tomcat today is in Iran, so basically they're just going to CGI the F-14 Tomcat. And I know people would say, wait, why is the Tomcat going to be in this movie? Well, I believe, to me, even if you see this in the trailer, it looks like what Maverick's going to do is they're going to go on a mission, and which I believe it's going to be taking place in Siberia or whatever in Russia. That's keeping an F-14 Tomcat there, and what they're doing with it is to upgrade it, and it's supposed to be an Iranian Tomcat, I believe, in this movie, like an Iranian version of it. And what they're going to do is they're going to steal back, but the Navy needs to find a pilot who knows how to fly the F-14 and everything, and so that's why they turned to Maverick, because he was the one that flew in the Tomcat and was the plane. That was the plane he also shot down 3 enemy planes, which were the MiG-28s. So, and I guess they're going to be not only just raiding the airbase, but steal the F-14 and take it back to the carrier and see what the Russians, what were they doing with the Iranian F-14 and what upgrade parts they're doing to it and all that. To see, especially because they'll be close to a war with the United States, Iran. That's probably why. And I also found out where they filmed the scene at. It was filmed in Lake Tahoe at the airport. And there's been some leaked photos of Maverick running through the forest and the mountains in Lake Tahoe. And it's pretty interesting. So that means he must eject from his plane where he got shot down on purpose, and that way he could steal the F-14 for a reason. So that's going to be really interesting. It kind of reminds me of that they're doing this for a Mission Impossible movie, so that's going to be really interesting of how they're going to play that in on the movie. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Plus, there's going to be real aircraft carriers. They're going to be at real locations. The filming of the movie is taking place in Fallon, at Naval Air Station Fallon in Nevada, Naval Air Station Lemoore, because it's an F-18 Super Hornet base. It's where they train all the Super Hornet pilots, the new ones that are coming in. They filmed parts of Top Gun at North Island down in San Diego, especially in Coronado, parts of San Diego. What else? Oh yeah, China Lake, which it's the Navy's weapon air station. It's where they test all their weapons and everything for the aircrafts. And plus they filmed a scene where Maverick is testing out a hypersonic airplane, which it's believed to be the SR-72 if you see the end of the second trailer of the sequel. So that's going to be really interesting too about that scene. So I'm very curious of what that scene's going to really be about. And they'll probably say it will probably be the SR-72. And the funny thing is that right after that trailer came out, Lockheed Martin posts something on social media saying, "Hey, did you guys see us in the movie? We made a cameo appearance in the movie," and it turns out to be their airplane. So that really tells us, and I kind of knew it, that it was going to be the SR-72, because when I saw pictures of Maverick in a high altitude gear and everything, and I was like, what was he flying? And then people were saying he could be flying the SR-72 or something like that. So that's really interesting. And then I saw this Top Gun Maverick hat that the people on the set wear. And there's like an aircraft on top of the logo, and people are like, well, that's not the Super Hornet. And people point out on the internet saying it's supposed to be the SR-72, so that means Maverick is actually going to be flying that SR-72 for a test scene. So I guess in the beginning we're going to see him as a test pilot, which we do see in the first teaser trailer. In the first teaser trailer, we see a plaque on the wall, and it has his name on there, and underneath it says test pilot, and there's a picture of him next to an F-117, the Nighthawk stealth fighter, which is the world's first stealth fighter airplane. So that really tells us he's going to be a test pilot in the beginning of the film, and then would later be sent back to Top Gun to become as an instructor to teach the new generation of fighter pilots. So that's going to be really cool to see. And so yeah, that's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about it. So there's going to be really neat stuff that I'm seeing in this movie that I'm like thinking, wow, this is going to be a really great movie. I can tell, especially with the filming of all the planes and everything. The aerial photography just looks amazing and stunning. It's great. Really, really happy about that. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to see what this film has to offer for all the Top Gun fans, especially for aviation fans. And this movie is supposed to be a love letter to aviation, according to Tom Cruise. And what's cool about the movie too is he's going to have his P-51 Mustang that he owns. It's going to be in the movie, so there's going to be a scene where he's going to be taking Jennifer Connelly's character, Penny Benjamin, up flying for a romantic flight. Because she did say in one of the shows earlier this year that she did say that she's supposed to be in a plane with Tom Cruise. And I was like, it could be the Mustang, so that means she'll be in the Mustang with them, and that's going to be really cool. So his Mustang's going to be in his own movie, so that's going to be really, really cool, and I can't wait to see that. That's going to be really interesting of how they're going to play this out and everything. And with that, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm pretty sure all of you who have seen the trailer already, and for those of you who probably will see in the near future, this looks like it's going to be a great movie, and it really tells us this is the movie that we're all looking forward to, so that's going to be really cool and interesting to see, so cannot wait for it. And the big thing is, too, is that not only this movie will be great, but think about the merchandise, too, like the Ray-Ban aviator glasses, yep, they're going to be in the movie too, so Ray-Ban's going to be selling their Top Gun Maverick Edition aviator glasses, and the glasses that are from Risky Business that Tom Cruise wore in the movie is also going to be in the movie Top Gun Maverick, so we're going to see some fighter pilots wear those glasses that he wore in Risky Business, and there were leaked pictures of the Ray-Bans that he wear in Risky Business with the Top Gun Maverick cover on it. It's a Top Gun Maverick Edition one. So that's going to probably sell a lot too. So that means Ray-Ban's going to be selling a lot of those aviator glasses and the ones from Risky Business that will now be in Top Gun Maverick. So that's going to probably sell a lot. Especially his bomber jacket, which I think it will sell a lot too, just because people like that type of jacket that they wear a lot, and it's a huge deal. And he will also be wearing another type of jacket. It's going to be a green aviator one. It's a green version of it. It's not going to be, I don't think they call it as the bomber jacket. It's called something else. It's green. It's something that fighter pilots will wear. And it has his squadron badge on there for his test piloting squadron, and his name on there from the Top Gun school. So that's going to probably sell a lot too, just because I guess people want to get their hands on those type of clothing that they like to have, and for a reason for that. And all I know is they'll probably sell a bunch of model airplanes of the planes we see in the movie, like the Super Hornet. We'll probably see some other airplanes too in this movie. Like, I don't think we're just going to see F-18s and the F-14. I think we'll see some other airplanes that we will soon to find out when the movie comes out. So that'll be really interesting of how that'll play out and everything. And I also heard that Mattel is actually working on some of the Top Gun merchandise for the kids. Like they're going to be making some of the uh, airplane toys for the movie Top Gun, and I think they're going to probably sell some of the original Top Gun merchandise stuff like the Tomcat and everything. They'll probably make toys for that as well for the first movie and the sequel. And plus, they own Hot Wheels too, so that means we'll probably get to see Hot Wheels edition of Top Gun Maverick's motorcycle, and especially from the first one as well. So that'll be very interesting to see, and I would really like to see how this will be all about and everything. So, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Hot Wheel collectors out there who are probably want to get their hands on Maverick's motorcycle from Hot Wheels. So that'll be really interesting to see. And for that, yeah, once again, I'm really excited for this movie. I can't wait to see this movie come out. It's going to bring lots of people into the movie theater just to see it for a reason, and just because the trailer looks so awesome, and it's going to make people want to go see it. So, and especially and hopefully this will inspire new generations of fighter pilots, like young people and everything. So, hopefully that happens, and that gives them the opportunity to become a fighter pilot, just because it's a real life career thing in the military. So, that'll be interesting. So yeah, if you're looking forward to Top Gun, then yeah, I'm ready too. I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it when it first comes out. And I know I'm all set for it, so I'm ready. I'm ready to see it whenever the movie's ready. So yeah. All right. So the next discussion I want to talk about is basically what is it? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that that I want to talk about basically is Disneyland in 2020. So, as you all know, that 2019, as we're getting ready to close out 2019 and enter into a new decade, which is going to be the 2020s. So we'll be entering into 2020, and I did have a video out of what's coming new to Disneyland in 2020. And if you want to really see it, you can go on my channel right now and look it up and find a title that says what's coming to Disneyland in 2020. So, so I'll highlight of what's coming to Disneyland in 2020. First, we're gonna get the Avengers Campus, which is gonna open on in the beginning of the summer of 2020. Rise of the Resistance, which it's a second attraction at Star Wars Galaxy Edge, will be opening at Disneyland on January 17th, next month. And of course, we're gonna get 3 attractions that will go through a major refurbishment. Haunted Mansion, it's just gonna basically go down for at least about 2 months or so. And what they're just gonna be doing is they're just gonna be repainting and putting some new lighting and stuff like that, and fix up on some things. Not really like new scenes or anything or new animatronics that we're expecting. It's just going to be a refurbishment that they just want to make sure that the Haunted Mansion looks good and everything and ready for the spring and the summer crowd again. And then what else? Oh yeah, and Snow White's going to go down for a big major refurbishment from January 7th until at least about May 21st for at least about 5 months. And what they're doing is they're changing the scene for the end, and they're replacing like new props and new visual effects, stuff like that. That's what they're doing, and it's just going to go down for at least 5 months. King Arthur Carousel is also going to go through about 4.5 month major refurbishment. So I don't know what this major refurbishment could be. I think they're just going to do a major overhaul on this attraction as well. And they'll probably do something what they did with Dumbo like last year, or was it last year? Yeah, I believe it was last year, where they just where they just redid the queue line and everything. So I think that's what they're going to do with King Arthur's Carousel, is do something like they did with basically Dumbo's Flying Elephant. Indiana Jones is also going to go down for major refurbishment for about a couple months, I believe, until at least about April. So what they're doing is they're doing some work on that bridge and that one of the parts in um, where you go, or it's in like the center of the ride. It's where you go over that bridge and everything in the temple. I guess they're doing some major work on that as well, and I think they're also doing some other works on some of the electronics and everything, the visual effects and some of the props and everything. And I think that's what they're doing with this attraction. And then the what is it? Is it the third? Oh yeah, the fourth attraction that's also going to go down for. Wait, I think that's really it. I think that's it. I believe that's one of the attractions that's going to go down for a big major refurbishment. So that's going to be really great to hear about. So I'm glad they're going to be doing some major rework on some of these attractions, which some of them do need some rework on them. So that'll be good. That way it looks new again. So there you go. Then what else we're also going to get in 2020? We're going to get a new daytime parade show called Magic Happens, which will be launching on February 7th, 2020, which that's in almost about a month now. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people that are excited about this parade, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot of people interest to see what this parade really has to offer. So there you go. And then, of course, last but not least, what else is coming to Disneyland in 2020? I'm trying to think something else. I'm trying to think of what else is coming to Disneyland. I'm trying to think. Because I swore I think I forgot something. I think I'm forgetting something of what's coming to Disneyland. I think that's really it, actually, for 2020. But we'll get to hear. Oh yeah, actually, wait, there is something else. Oh yeah, Disney's Grand California Hotel. They closed down their spa like last summer, and right now it's through a major remodel and a rebrand. So it's going to be reopening in April of this year, or not April. It's sometime in the spring of this year. So, yeah, that's going to be really interesting, and they did show a concept art of what the spa will look like. So that's going to be pretty nice, and that they're going to be doing a major overhaul in this for the spa for people to relax at the hotel and everything and get a good spa treatment. So that's going to be really, really cool for the people who liked to go to the spa and relax and everything while spending their day at a Disneyland. So yeah, yeah, it just seems like 2020 is a big year for Disney, where they're just going to be doing some reworks on everything. So that's going to be really cool, and especially we're going to get the Adventures Campus open at Disney's California Adventure. The trolley's going to return as well, I think I forgot to mention that in the video, which it's going to return back to Disney's California Adventure, which it went down for a major refurbishment just because the trolley station's in the Marvel theme land area, and that's why they had to close it off, just because of the construction of the land itself. And it will be reopened this spring, so keep your eyes out for the dates to be announced when the trolley comes back. And so yeah, 2020 is going to be a big year for Disney, which I believe they're just going to be improving a lot of things that they wanted to improve on at the park. So that's good news right there, and especially new things opening up at Disneyland. That is Rise of the Resistance, Adventures Campus, and we'll probably get to hear more about what's coming to Downtown Disney this year. We'll probably get a new restaurant, new shops, or whatever, so we'll keep our eyes out for that as well. And for that, yeah, and I wonder what's going to be, and of course, well, wait, actually, yeah, that's really it. So, yeah, not only that, I wonder what this decade has to really have in store for this for Disneyland. So who knows what 2020 what the 2020s are going to be like for Disneyland. So that's going to be really interesting. And plus, Disneyland will turn 65 this coming year. So that's going to be really cool. And for that, and so basically, once 2020 ends, we'll probably get to see more and more updates to come. Like, we'll probably get a new Tomorrowland soon. They'll probably announce that when the next D23 Expo happens at the Anaheim Convention Center in 2021, which that will basically be like next year. So they'll probably announce that at that year's Expo at D23, and they'll probably get that done by the time they'll probably get Tomorrowland redone by the time Disneyland turns 70 years old, and I think that's what their plan is for a new Tomorrowland. And don't know when a Fantasyland expansion happens. It could happen, anytime soon. So you never know when it will ever happen. And I don't know what type of attractions we'll get, but we'll see. We'll see about that. So yeah, 2020 is going to be like a big year for Disney once again, and we'll get to find out more of what else is happening this year at Disneyland, like new updates, new whatever it's coming to the parks, especially to the resort itself. So cannot wait. And for that, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting year, and of course with that, not only that, when Rise of the Resistance opens, I also heard they're going to be doing a virtual queue thing. So what they're going to do is they're going to get people on the ride on different boarding groups that they're doing. They're doing something like what they did when Galaxy Edge first opened at Disneyland, where they did reservations for it, something like that. And that's what I think. That's what they're trying to do, is they're doing it by boarding groups. So let's say like group 10 is up already, and you have to show up at this time to get on Rise of the Resistance. So that's what I think. That's what they're trying to do. It's kind of hard to explain for me, but and it's just going to be a temporary thing. It won't be permanent. It will be like this for at least a while, for the next couple of weeks, just to control the crowd and everything, just because they're expecting a huge crowd to be at this opening day event at Disneyland, that is Rise of the Resistance. And for that, yeah, I'm really excited to see what Disneyland's got in store for the future. And yeah, so that's it, what I got to say about it for Disneyland 2020. So we'll see what else they got in store for us. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right. Just checking something real quick. All right, so alrighty. Okay, so wait, there we go. All right. So for that, let's see what else I'm going to be talking about. Oh yeah. So the third discussion I want to talk about, that is, I'm going to be talking about some of the air shows that I'm going to be attending this year. And this channel is not just going to be about Disneyland. There's going to be other contents on the channel as well. There's going to be like Knott's Berry Farm contents that I'm already planning out. I already got some aviation videos. Like, I got 2 videos of the last year's the Great Pacific Air Show in 2018 with the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. So it's on my channel already, and if you want to see it, go ahead and you can check it out for yourself. I also got another one that's not related to an air show, but this is a video from the John Wayne Airport, where it's me filming a Southwest airplane taking off from the John Wayne Airport. And I was there just because there's an air museum at the John Wayne Airport called Lion Air Museum. It's a really nice museum. It's all about World War II aviation. They were having a fly-in event where they bring in some different vintage airplanes from air museums and private owners who own these planes. and they'll park them on the flight lane in front of the museum. You can go outside and get up close to them, and then you'll see the planes taking off at John Wayne Airport and also landing at the airport as well. And it's really neat. It's a great experience to see. And so, and plus the Air Museum's really cool. It's got some really nice planes in there, and they're shiny, they're clean, and the museum's not dirty at all or anything. They take a really good care of that place so much, especially airplanes, which it's really awesome. So you should check it out if you're in the Orange County area. If you're near like John Wayne Airport and you want to go to like a museum or whatever, head to Lion Air Museum. It's on the other side, right across from the terminal part of John Wayne Airport, and it's really nice. I highly recommend it to see it. Not only there's airplanes on display there, they have all kinds of stuff in there. They have like cars, like old-fashioned cars. They also collect some sport cars. Or actually, this is actually owned by a general from World War II. He was a pilot, and his name's General William Lyon. Now here he is. He's a housing developer. He owns the museum, and he also owns another aviation company called Eddie Martin Aviation at John Wayne Airport, where they repair planes and all that stuff. And the guy's got a lot of money, and so he collects, and all the airplanes are his, and especially the cars that you see in the Air Museum, like the old-fashioned classic cars. They used to be at his house, and now he put them at his museum. He also collects sport cars. He also now collects a bunch of military vehicles. Like he owns Jeeps from World War II. He also bought some vehicles from Germany from World War II, what the Germans used to drove in the war. Like they have some of the motorcycles. They have some of the trucks and everything, some of the Jeeps that they used in World War II. And he's also got a Japanese motorcycle that the Japanese used during World War II. He also bought that as well. And he also bought, which this is really crazy, and this is really something that people have never thought that someone would ever put this in a museum, that he actually bought Hitler's car that he used in the parades and traveling to different places. And it was also the one that he used from Berlin, driving all the way to Paris right after the French surrendered to the Germans, right after the events of Dunkirk and everything. And that's when France surrendered, and he used that car all the way from Berlin to Paris. And it's very creepy, and it's also, and it shows where he was standing, because, you know, if you see pictures of his car, he would stand in the parade on the car and everything, and he'll be doing his, that really creepy famous salute that the Nazis did back then. And when he bought it was in great conditions and everything. It wasn't torn up, and plus it had bulletproof glasses and everything, and it's pretty creepy, but it's kind of neat to see the car and everything, and just to really see what this car was really about. It has all the facts and everything about it, and it's just, oof. It's pretty creepy just because he was in that car. Especially a guy who murdered a bunch of people. Millions of people. It's crazy. And yeah, he collects other kinds of stuff too. He collects all kinds of memorabilia of World War II and everything. Uniforms from veterans and that were used in the war. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff in there. It's a really neat museum, so I recommend to check it out. So they're open 7 days a week except for international holidays. And check out their events too, because they have all kinds of different events. They'll have like open cockpit days like every few months for an aircraft that's at the Air Museum. Plus they'll have their famous fly-in event that's now an every year thing. It's an annual thing. It used to be going on for at least every couple months, but they no longer do that anymore, and they now do it at least year-round. So they're going to be having it in February, on February 21st, which I'll be doing a video for that to show you all the airplanes that are on the flight land, and I'll probably show you guys some of the airplanes taken off at John Wayne Airport for a reason. So, yeah. And for that, yeah, and so with that, I'll be discussing of the air shows I'll be visiting this year. So the first air show I'm going to this year is Marchfield's Air and Space Expo. That's what they call it for this year's air show. So it's located at Marchfield Air Reserve Base near Riverside, California, which is my closest and the nearest military base. Plus, I get their planes flying over my house like almost every day. Like I'll get like a C-17, KC-135. They have some drones that are stationed there. They also have an F-16 Fighting Falcon Alert Squadron that will respond to an emergency. Like if there's like an unidentified airplane that's flying over like restricted airspace or can't be identified, they can call in those guys and escort and try to identify the airplane, or even like a hijacked or anything like that. They'll call in those guys to do the job for it. So, and plus these guys are on alert 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they don't get like the holiday breaks or anything. So they're constantly, and they're also in that building that's next to the hangar of the F-16 Fighting Falcons at Marchfield. So what they do is they just sit there and wait for the call and everything. And there will be times where they'll do like exercise training and all that to prepare in case for a next big emergency or whatever that could happen anytime soon. So that's why. And so this year they're going to be having the United States Air Force Thunderbirds so far. I also did hear they're going to have an A-10 Warthog demo. So that's going to be really cool. And I'll get to find out more information of what else they'll be bringing to the air show. So, which I think they should be having their website up already. So I'll be checking that out. And just give you guys some more information of what else could we expect for this year's air show at Marchfield. So it'll be taking place on, I think, what it is. Let me look it up here real quick. See when Marchfield happens. Should say, I forgot the date. So sorry about that. Hang on 1 second. I'm moving this camera here a bit. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Marchfield. 1 second, guys. Here we go. Marchfield. Air show. Okay, should be coming up. There we go. Just give it a second. It's loading. It's getting a little darker in here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get the light. There we go. Alright. Here we go. That should be good. Here we go. Perfect. I got it. So it's going to be taking place on March 28th through the 29th, which that would be a Saturday and Sunday. So again, March 28th through the 29th. Which that will be in about 3 months. So that's going to be really exciting. They're going to have the Thunderbirds this year, once again, and an A-10 Warthog, and let's see if they post something else about it. Nothing yet, actually. Nothing yet, so we'll find out in the near future. Unless if they... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Hang on a second here. Come on, baby. And our internet's pretty bit slow here. So it's taking some time real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. So yeah, so far we got the Thunderbirds and an A-10 Warthog this year. Don't know if there's going to be an F-22 Raptor or an F-16 or Super Hornet or whatever, so we'll find that out in the near future. So they'll probably post it on social media or whatever. And then the second air show so far is going down to the Great Pacific Air Show in Huntington Beach, California. So they're going to have it every year now. This year they'll once again have the Thunderbirds this year, and they're also going to have an F-16 Viper demo as well. So that's going to be really awesome. Lion Air Museum will probably have their C-47 troop transport fly again at the air show this year. Plus they got some other couple aerobatic performers as well, and then they're going to get the U.S. Army Golden Knights to be at the air show this year for the first time ever, so that's going to be really awesome. And then last but not least, the one that I'm really also looking forward to is the Miramar Air Show. So that's going to be taking place at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. So this year they'll once again have the Blue Angels. They're also going to bring down a U.S. Air Force version of the F-35 demo. Probably bring down the Super Hornet, and they'll probably bring something else down to the air show as well. They'll have the Golden Knights. They'll have a Marine Ground Task Force demonstration, which it's a combat simulation that the Marines do all the time. And it's one of the best parts of the air show. And so for the dates for the Huntington Beach Air Show, once again, will be... Oh, wait, I didn't mention when it will happen, so I'm going to look it up right now. So the Great Pacific Air Show, that's what they call it, for the Huntington Beach Air Show. Let's see, it's going to be taking place on, come on, load, baby. And our internet's just slow today, for some reason. Here, let's see. Okay, here we go. It will be on September 18th through 18th, September 18th through the 20th. So that will be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then for Miramar, will be a week after the Huntington Beach Air Show. So yeah, that's what's going to go on. So I'll get to see the Blue Angels this year. So that's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'll be posting some videos for those air shows as well. Like I'll film the demonstration from the Thunderbirds, including the F-16 Viper demo at the air show as well at Huntington Beach, and then especially for the Blue Angels at Miramar. So Miramar's air show will be on September 25th through the 27th, so I'll probably go on a Sunday. And yeah, I'll probably see, and I'll probably film some airplanes that are on display as well at the Miramar Air Show. But for Huntington Beach, it's just taking place on the beach, so there's not going to be like airplanes on the ground or anything. You're just going to see them in the air, and that's really it. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting. And I don't know if I will be seeing the Planes of Fame Air Show down in Chino, California at the Chino Airport, which they have it every year, and it's hosted by Planes of Fame Air Museum, which I've been there before, and they're one of the most famous museums out there. They're known for collecting a bunch of warbird planes, like from the days of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Plus, they have some of their planes in some of the movies and everything, and they also use those warbird planes for air shows too. So, and I heard it's supposed to be a really good air show too, so I don't know if I will go to that, just because my dad, he's got friends that work at the airport and everything. They also fly out of there, and they go there as a hobby thing for them. And I don't know if they'll probably get us in for like free or whatever to get into the air show, because I heard to get in the Planes of Fame Air Show, it costs money to get in, especially you have to get like tickets for it. So I wonder if something like that will ever happen. But if it happens, then I'll definitely let you guys know that I'll be posting videos about the Planes of Fame Air Show. So that'll be really exciting if that happens. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. And so yeah. And yeah, and I think this year at the Planes of Fame Air Show, yeah, they're going to have the A-10 Warhog as the main feature of that air show. And they're going to probably have some other performers, so I'll find that out soon once they post more updates about the Planes of Fame Air Show, even if I'm able to go to it. So we'll see about that. And yeah, so that's pretty much so far. So 3 of those air shows are confirmed for me to go. Don't know about Planes of Fame, and there could be another air show that I could be probably attending to somewhere here in Southern California. So we'll find out and see what happens. So yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, that's just pretty much it. So that's pretty much of all the topics I wanted to talk about here on this live stream. So Alrighty, so I hope everybody had a great Christmas break and a Hanukkah as well. I hope everybody has a great holiday season already, and Happy New Year to everybody. I'm looking forward for 2020. It's going to be interesting of what 2020 is going to be have in store for us, and what this decade will also have in store for us as well. And I hope everybody is having a safe holiday, and hopefully everybody's staying out of trouble, and I'm hoping everybody's doing good so far. So yeah, and yeah, I actually did had a good Christmas break this year. I had a really good one. So what I got for Christmas, I did got a Maverick T-shirt, which I used in my previous video that I actually just released already about yesterday. So I wore that yesterday for the first time ever, and I got that for Christmas just because I'm a huge Top Gun fan, and Maverick's my favorite character of all time. So I'll be wearing that when Top Gun Maverick comes out. I also got a Top Gun book, which talks about the history of Top Gun, and it also mentions about the sequel and the first movie and everything, how it really impacted aviation so much. And got some model airplanes. They're basically just all World War II airplanes from World War II. Yeah, like I got a P-38, P-51 Mustang in a model version of it. I also got a P-40, the Flying Tiger, B-17, and a B-24 with it. So that's really cool. And that was one of my highly requested item for Christmas this year, was the World War II diecast models, which they're in my room and they're in a little box that I put in. And what else I got? I basically got some clothes that I needed, not only just to go out places, but for the house as well. Like I did got some like Under Armour stuff, and what else I got? I'm trying to think what else I got that I can remember. Oh yeah, I also got this really cool Kylo Ren, his TIE Fighter from The Last Jedi. It's a silver one from Hot Wheels. So that's really cool, and that I got that for Christmas. Then I got a bunch of candy, a bunch of sweets and everything. Did got scratchers from the California lottery, so I like playing those a lot. And then let's see what else. Oh yeah, I also got this T-shirt here, this Dolphin T-shirt, which I'm a huge fan of Dolphins, and yeah, football just ended already. I was happy to see the Dolphins beat the Patriots, so yeah, I'm glad to hear that the Dolphins are starting to rebuild the team now, just to get new players and get some good trade deals and everything with different teams to trade their players off to and everything. So yeah, looking forward to next season. So hopefully the Dolphins get better next season, so that will be great. So go Dolphins. I almost did that fin up thing, so I almost did that. So yeah, I got this from my dad's cousin, Richie. Thank you. And then what else? God, I'm already missing some things. Oh yeah, I got some gift cards. Like, I got a Target gift card and a Visa gift card. And, let's see. I think that's really it, as I could think so far. So yeah, that I had a good Christmas this year. It was actually really good, so I'm very glad for it. Alrighty, so alright, so that's pretty much it. That pretty much does it for this stream now. Alrighty, so thank you so much, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. And if you do enjoy this channel and enjoy the videos and everything, you can hit the subscribe button. You can leave a comment down below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Alright? Bye-bye, everybody.